Hello guys, welcome to Ramta Solutions. In today's video of measurement, we're looking at the parallelogram. We will be deriving the perimeter and area of a parallelogram. But before we proceed, let's remind you of the properties of parallelogram. Maybe let me try to zoom this page a bit. Okay, so let's look at the properties of a parallelogram. Simply saying properties, that's enough. So let's look at this object. What we know about parallelograms is that pairs of opposite sides are equal, right? Pairs of opposite sides are equal. So if we use one tick for this side, the one that is opposite it is this one here. I will also use one tick to say these sides are equal. I'm going to use a double stroke for this one. So this one is opposite this one. They will be equal. Okay. And then again, opposite sides are parallel. Okay. Opposite sides are parallel. Maybe let me write the word parallel. Okay. Opposite sides are parallel. So I'm using a single arrow here. One that is opposite it is this one here. They are parallel. I'm going to use double arrows. One that is opposite it is this one here. So they are parallel. Okay. Now, again, we will say opposite angles are equal. Okay. Opposite angles are equal. That is to say, this angle here is, since it's opposite to this angle here, they are equal. Okay, then this angle here is opposite this angle here, therefore they are equal, right? As you can see, opposite angles are equal. Now, as you can see, the lines are parallel. You can say interior angles are, or rather adjacent angles are supplementary. Let me just write adjacent in full. Adjacent angles are supplementary. Okay, adjacent angles are supplementary. Okay, adjacent angles are supplementary. I think I should just name the vertices A, B, C, D. So here, what do I mean? I mean, for this one here, when I say opposite angles are equal, maybe let me use a different color. I'm basically saying angle A is equal to angle C. And then angle B is equal to angle D. I think this is better. Now with supplementary angles, ones that are inside parallel lines, right? They are adjacent. The ones that are inside parallel lines and on the same side of the transversal are adjacent angles. So this is to say angle A plus angle D is equal to 180 degrees. You can also say angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 degrees. Let me go back again. You can then say, or as well, you can say angle A plus angle B. It's still okay. Angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degrees. In the same way, you can say angle C plus angle D is equal to 180 degrees. All right. So these are the four properties. Let me add another one. The last one is this interior angles. Now I'm basically contrasting this to a rectangle. So interior angles are not equal to 90 degrees. Maybe let me not say angles, but rather angle. Interior angle is not equal to 90 degrees. Okay. This is what's making it different to a parallelogram. I'm not going to talk about the diagonals and stuff. That's not important for me right now. Okay? Cool. Now, these are all we know about a parallelogram. Now, let's come to the derivation. So let's now talk about the perimeter. Okay, let's now talk about the perimeter and area. Okay, let's now talk about the perimeter and area. Okay, we'll talk about the perimeter and area. So let's say we call this side here B and we call this one here A. Then what is the perimeter? You know the perimeter is the sum of the sides of a shape, right? So our perimeter here will be, given the properties I gave you previously, we said this side will be equal to this side will be equal to this side. So meaning this side here is also A units, this one here is also B units. So we can say we have A plus B plus A plus B. So we have covered all two sides. And what is this? Perimeter is 2A plus 2B. Look at it. Doesn't it look like that of a parallelogram? It does, right? It looks like that of a rectangle, sorry, of a rectangle. So let's just say perimeter is 2A plus 2B. Remember, this is if we use letters A and B. Let me use this. Okay, I think this color is better. Let me see. Yeah. Right? Okay. So now let's go to the area now. Let's go to the area. So for the area, what I want us to do will be, we're going to break this. Remember in the previous videos, I showed you that this shape or this object is a composite shape, isn't it? I said to you it is a composite shape. Do you guys recall? I said to you it is a composite shape. So now let's explore how it can become a composite shape. Let's see now. Given the properties we mentioned earlier, what we're going to do now is this. We're going to say, let me draw a broken line here. Perhaps, okay, it's fine. I can draw it here. And I'm going to make it perpendicular. And I'm going to draw another one here. I will still make it perpendicular to this part here. So remember, guys, I said this side here was A and this one here was B. Be careful. I said the whole thing here was B. I want you to follow me. I said the whole side here was B. So you can see this is made up of three objects, right? So I know that the length from here to here was called B. Oh, by the way, let me call this guy here H. But I do not know what this portion here is. Since I do not know it, let me call it X. And given the properties we mentioned in the previous page, because the opposite sides are equal, what we can therefore say is that if this is X, this must also be X. Okay? Now, what did we say here? We said this whole length is B. If you cut a small x, what are you going to be left with? You're going to be left with B minus X. So I'm basically saying here, it is also B minus X. Okay? I hope you guys are following now. You good, right? So we have three objects. A parallelogram is a composite object. Okay, so to get area of a parallelogram, let's see. We're going to say total area will be area of object 1 plus area of object 2 plus area of object 3. Let's go back and remind ourselves. Object 1 is a triangle. We know that area of a triangle is half base times height. Right? And we know that area of a rectangle is length times breadth. Right? Cool. Now let's look at this guy here. This, remember that base is basically perpendicular to the height. We chose this side to be the height. The base will be X. Base of triangle 1 will be X. So this therefore means we have half. We said the base is X. What is the height? We called it H. let's go to object 2. Object 2 represents or looks like a rectangle. Area of a rectangle is length times breadth. The length, we're going to call it b minus x. All right? And the height is still the height of the triangles. I remember object 1 and object 2, object 1 and 3 rather, were the same size. So base is x, height is h. All right, so it is half x h. Now, what do we have? I want you to now collect like terms. Half plus half is 1. Half xh plus half xh is xh. B times h is bh. Negative x times h is negative xh. Therefore, we can say area of a parallelogram is BH. I'm going to take everything back. Let me take that parallelogram. Where is it? Thank you. Here is it. Now, I will summarize. I called this side here, I called this side here A, and this length I called it B. So we need to get a perpendicular height. Okay, let's call it H. So we said perimeter, right? We said perimeter will be like that of a rectangle. But now the area will be this base times height. I want you guys to follow me. We say it is this side here times height. Whether you say this side here or this side here, it doesn't matter. So these are the formulas that we need. Okay. Now these are the formulas that we need. Okay. So now we have shown you how to derive. Now we have shown you how to derive these formulas. Are you guys happy? We have shown you how to derive these formulas. Happy? All right. So this is it, guys. And bye-bye.